Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the fall season of CTN's Game of the Week. We are at the Eagles Nest. Joining me, as usual, will be Kevin Bryant. Kevin, great to see you.
Hey.
Tell me what we're in for today.
Hey.
Who's playing?
Hey, I'm excited. You see, I'm already stepping over you, Nick. We have the Huron River Rats, my River Rats, right here on the field, but the first time that I can say state champions, defending state champions, first time in a long time. So they're going up against an inexperienced Eagles squad, and they are bringing a lot of heat. For the Eagles, we're hopefully going to see a lot continuity, no penalties, and really put the pressure on this Huron team that has really been running through their schedule for the last 2 seasons.
Sounds like it'll be a great matchup. Stick around. And here we go, off with the fall season for CTN's Game of the Week. Huron River Rats will start with the ball, start with possession. Once again with me, as always, the venerable Kevin Bryant.
Well, venerable, my goodness, Nick. You're starting off with those SAT words already, man. New season. I love it.
And we have an absolutely perfect evening for running around in shorts and possibly no sleeves for these young ladies out there. That's good to know, good to see. The weather's crisp but not too hot. A little bit of a breeze, as you see, going on there.
A little difference from that subtropic rainforest humidity we've been having in the Michigan area the last week and a half. Summer's hanging on.
Sure is. Yeah, definitely felt a lot more like Tampa or Houston than Southeast Michigan. But here we are. It is lovely, crisp fall weather. Now the school has officially started. You know, we got this excellent weather.
Hit the Labor Day holiday. You're all at the lake. You're having fun in the water. Now it's time to get to school, folks. It's time to hit the books and get out here and have some great action in CTN sports for us.
Week after week, CTN Sports Game of the Week, we will have it for you as advertised. In this one, we do have the 0-3 Eagles, the home Eagles here in the blue and white, taking on your alma mater, the Huron River Rats. They are currently 4-0 on this season.
It's been a while since this River Rat team has had a defeat. Tied a game last year, ran the table. Even when we had them on against at home last year on senior night, the Rats, they looked like they were going to run the table, and even were mentioning how last season was going to be a special run for them.
No, you're definitely right. It was a special run for them, and for what it's worth, the Rats didn't lose too much to graduation last year. They still got a really strong, really large class of young ladies out there that they can count on, both up front and in the back.
Well, and you were saying that for the Eagles, they're a young team, and the biggest person that they're trying to replace is right there in the net is the person that is really important to any type of net sport, the keeper. And the new keeper for the Eagles this year is who's that for us, Nick?
Keeper for the Eagles right now, we've got Annika Jaglin, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Annika Jaglin. She will probably play The first half, the second half, they might drop in Claire Witowski in the second half. That's a big possibility.
And Coach Nikki Barrett is looking for those new combinations, it sounds like.
Well, again, early on when you're trying to make the pizza, you got a lot of ingredients to work with. You're trying to figure everything out. And as you mentioned, replacing All-State keeper Amelia Greco after last year, not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, when we had the Eagles on the CTN Game of the Week last year, and you can see that, folks, if you go online on our YouTube channel, and you can see some of the amazing saves that she was doing, you're really standing on her head, Nick.
That was an amazing segue moving into our social media. That's outstanding. Just outstanding. Does my TV heart proud to hear stuff like that. Well done. Back to action, though. Here we do have Allison Saab moving up the right side, trying to look, just across the middle. Just missed Endo.
Yeah, Endo, she actually had the first goal last year against these Eagles off of a penalty. A penalty corner. It was the first goal in the first couple minutes, so keep an eye on her stick right away.
That was a big swing there by Maya Still. Couldn't get past that forechecking of the River Rats, though. There you see Charlotte Hopman bringing it up the left side. She's going to be looking for some open space or a player making it into the middle. She got taken down there. Might have just lost her footing, but regardless, that'll be a Huron penalty shot.
Yeah, and with that being a penalty corner, because it happened inside the smiley face, as I like to call it, that half circle in front of the goal.
We know what you're talking about when you say that, so that's fair. I like it. And this is the really dangerous position for the Rats. Again, they have a lot of experience. They've got some hard hitters down there. This is exactly where they want to be.
And they immediately, for Coach Hall's team, they take the ball and lose possession of it, trying to set their play. It looks like they're going to get another. Yes, again, they're going to get another penalty.
Another opportunity. Anna Scott on that one kind of fanned on it. Maybe just got a little bit too under it. That had sent that ball bouncing in with not a whole lot of weight into it. There it is. Scott once again gets some air under that shot. But a very nice save. Way to stay with it. And good defensive play by the Eagles as well. Just an absolutely furious succession of plays there, but the Eagles holding tough.
Well, it looks like Greco #2 in the net there for the Eagles. I mean, great job. Kick save. We saw the whole gamut of goalie doing their job. Went up top with the pad, went down low with the stick, kicked it over to the side. That's a good start for the Eagles.
And not always a great feeling to get in front of that ball, because it is a little bit chilly, and that ball is not soft. But yeah, between Jaglin in there holding strong, she had a team defender right next to her, as we'll see.
Count 1, S2, S3, 4, 5. That's the type of defense the Eagles are going to need tonight if they're going to kind of pull an upset over their crosstown rival.
And especially at the end there, I believe that was Catherine Cowell that came in towards the end to stay along the goal line there. But again, two separate Eagles defenders down there to keep this game notched at 0 right now. Just great defensive play. I'm sure that Coach Barrett is extremely excited with what she's seeing right now from their squad.
Yeah, not just Annika Jaglin in the net, but a total team effort. You're right, Nick.
Yeah, and again, even when one defender came out, another came in and replaced, and just having your head up on a swivel is so important.
And those are those tiny moments that Coach Barrett wants to grow upon for the season. Early in the season, you show that type of tape over and over again to a young squad, and they can believe in themselves.
No, you're totally right. They've got 5 seniors on the squad right now, but again, they're still looking for all those correct ingredients to get things moving.
First time for a striker for the Eagles.
And there we see the Eagles getting an opportunity, finally getting out of their end, finally making some solid passes, getting through the midfield area, and that was their opportunity. Couldn't quite finish on that one, though.
Well, taking a little bit of the medicine from the River Rats and giving them some of their own poison and making the River Rats make a mistake on their own end. Let's see what the Eagles can do here.
You see that long pass out into the middle for the Eagles. Big, heavy shot got high immediately. It seemed like that one nipped a couple of the rats. No serious harm done. Nothing major there. As that is Catherine Meter kind of laughing it off as she came out. I wouldn't be laughing it off.
And
that
just
didn't
were
look good.
mentioning about the goalkeeper with, kicking those balls away and it's hard and cold. She took it right up in the collarbone, man. Now, that's tough right there.
There's again, big, heavy shot right there. Popped up almost immediately. That was Zoe Clatterbuck right there. That's a senior from Skyline. Great shot and sacrificing your body on the other end there. Once again, Catherine Meter. Hats off to her.
You saw Anna Scott, 24, for the Rats. Turned real quick. She got out of the way. Great reaction.
That would be me. I'd probably be duck and cover at that point.
Yeah, if this is a sport that I'm playing, I'm definitely with all the padding. I'm in the goal,
yeah.
man. I mean, come on, right?
Yep. Another really firm shot out of the zone there by Skyline. Picked up by the Rats, though, and they're going to try to move it back in. That one hopped over the River Rat forward stick there. Ando once again trying to work her magic and try to get that ball into the slot for one of her teammates.
A lot of pressure from the Rats right now.
Allison Saab with a kind of an opportunity there. She had it right out in front, about meter and a half in front of the goal. Just couldn't quite put wood on ball on that one.
Looks like we might be getting a long hit.
Yeah, I think that was just kind of a little bit of a gift there for Allison Saab. I don't think she really had a lot of time to think about what she wanted to do there.
Exactly.
And once again, excellent forechecking, excellent job of controlling that midfield. Oh, here we go. We got a quick jump there by the Eagles. Could have a little bit of a breakaway here. That is number 28, Whitney Ward, on that. She opted to take it, go wide, and let some of her teammates kind of come into the middle, try to move into that center slot. But a great job, great heads-up play, jabbing away at that pass, and then moving forward with that little bit of a breakaway there for the Eagles.
And that was a freshman, Megan Burke, for the River Rats, coming back on the defense and really taking the ball right off of the stick. You can see her, come back and backpedal in.
And that is absolutely the effort that you love to see as a coach, as a fan, whatever. Just because a mistake has broken the play down, you'll get back and you hustle back into that play, and you help your teammates out. You pick your teammates up. And here we go, another opportunity for the Rats right up in front. Even though the Rats have not been able to capitalize yet, they've had plenty of opportunities at point-blank range. That's got to make Jaglin a little bit nervous hanging out around the goal mouth there.
And another good save, though. Coming up top, good reaction out of the keeper.
And again, even besides like the excellent saves by the goalkeeper there, the Skyline defense has looked very nice. They've kept their poise, and they've made plays when they needed to make them. Even if it's just kind of getting in somebody's way, even if it's just blocking their view for just a second, that's all it takes for a quality defender.
Well, great body length.
Oh!
There we go. It's stuck in the net. You can still see the ball on the side of the net there. Oh, it actually went on the backside there. But, yeah, what a goal there. Was that by Undo, or was that going to be number 4 there, Tremonti?
I believe that was I believe that was Mina Tremonti on that. It seemed like there was just kind of, once again, big, heavy-handed stick and caught a bounce. Might have been redirected somewhere up front. Let's take a look.
So Hampman there, and I don't know if that was the play there, but here we go from right there, Tremonti on the steal. And that had to be a redirect, right? I mean, because it was on the ground and then immediately up above the shoulder of the keeper.
It was still seemed tough to see because it seemed like it went up and then just dropped like a curveball and then came in there. No doubt that Jaglin was confused by that one.
Check the stick from Tremonti. I mean, wow.
Regardless of what happened, we do know that ball did go in, and that's a goal for Tremonti at 18-18 here to go in the first half.
Tremonti right there showing off her soft hands with the stick and moving the ball around. And again, another penalty is going to be called on the Eagles, Nick.
And I'm curious if they'll go to Gunther again on this one or where they will move. Could be another opportunity for Anna Scott. We do know that Ando will probably be the one starting it off, though.
She's been triggering it.
Yep.
And from both sides, too. We've seen her to the left of the net, and now here she is, our left, goalie left, and now goalie right. There's another high shot.
The shot by Megan Saab right there.
Well, that has to be about the fifth, I would say, penalty for the Rats. And it's good defense, like you've been saying, because after all of those penalties, Skyline has shut them down. The only goal coming off a turnover.
Yep, no, that's exactly right. You are spot on that.
And I'm not sure if they're going to count that goal by looking up at the scoreboard, Nick.
Scoreboard has not changed, so we're just going to go ahead and go with that and say that it's still 0-0.
Yeah, now think back, because we were checking out the replay on that. Did we have a center? Did we have a face-off?
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. That's a good call.
After all of that, we didn't have a face-off. We were checking out the replay, and they had a restart. So,
no, that's great deduction, man. This is why I work in here with you, because you are on it.
Man, checks in the mail, brother. Thank you.
I will just be the Watson to your Holmes, sir.
Well, the Rats are right back at it. They just waste no time and put in the pressure on teams.
No, they are relentless. And here, honestly, from what I'm seeing, is the thing that makes them so dangerous as we see Tremonti come and jab that one away. Even if they don't get the opportunity that they want down their scoring end, they're coming back and they're poke checking, they're jabbing away and making sure that the Eagles aren't getting up any further. And really, other than that breakaway from the Skyline squad, not a whole heck of a lot of time down in their offensive end.
Carbon copy of last year's match, Nick, and it started off with Huron basically the same way, putting a lot of pressure, a lot of shots on goal, and by the time we broke to halftime, the Rats were up 4-0.
Well, for what it's worth, Skyline not really going down that route entirely yet. They're not haven't allowed one in the goal. Again, despite, like you said, so many penalty corners, despite so many different opportunities starting out from behind the net, and we're about to see another one.
And at some point, not just physical, but maybe mental fatigue for the defense and never getting a break. They've really only had one break where the ball's going on the other side of the field.
No, you're completely right about that. I mean, as a defender, you keep saying to yourself, or as a goalie, you say to yourself, like, how much can I keep doing? How many more times can we do this?
Well, that was a huge shot. Put the goalkeeper back on her backside.
But once again, you had that Skyline defender right, Jenny on the spot. I guess would you say
Team
somebody
defense.
there to play that team defense and stick around and ensure that that ball does not go in. You know, another thing for one thing you say about what's going on with Huron, we'll take a look at the replay here then first, starting out the endo.
And you see Jaglin here, another save. And I think that was a stick save. She's shown us a whole repertoire of what she can do inside the net. Kudos.
Yeah, and again, you know, she makes that initial save and then leaves the rest up to her defenders, pick her up. Absolutely. You see Ando again with that little off balance before she gets going that pushes her into that full field hockey motion. Big shot from the outside there. Shot initially by Anna Scott. Rebound picked up, I believe that would be Tremonti. But let's take a look.
No, they're going to say Saab. I just heard Saab from the announcer, but it kind of looked like it was Tremonti because it was one shot and then the rebound went in. So we definitely know that that's a goal, Nick.
Yes, I think we can definitely say that on this one.
Yeah, you're right, Saab. She took it up, blocked it, gathered it, I would say, and then found it in the lower corner. There's Coach Hall there in the center.
Coach Hall, I believe in her third season now as the River Rats head coach, if I'm not mistaken.
And, you know, you can't talk about the River Rats right now, the Huron River Rat program, without saying this is the first time in a long time that Dottie Davis isn't the head of the program.
It's true.
I mean, they're up under new leadership. And it's got to be a big change not only for the kids, but as well as the coaching staff.
And it's got to be nice on Dottie's end to say, like, she went out, she saw one state champion go, you know, right on her way out. Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's a good feeling.
Exactly.
Once again, that's Coach Hall there that gave her that opportunity. Just years and years of coaching. She has just the best things to say. Great person to talk to, great person to chat with before a game. And she's everything you want in a coach, in a high school coach. She knows how to motivate. She's clearly very adept at what she does on the field. But she just has lots of positive things to say about her girls and her program and the squad going on. It's great, great chatting with her.
And that's what's really needed over at that building. You need to have some success. Football team's taking it on the chin for a while. Basketball team, they hadn't been as as stellar as they have been. So it's nice to start off the school season with a state champion and having leadership with the forward direction of not just trying to yeah, we won last year, and yeah, we have a good opportunity this year. She's already preparing those freshmen like Megan Burke for success of this program to permeate through the entire school so other teams are out there putting that bar real high.
Well, I mean, and again, high school is such a big sense of community. So when my friends over here are winning, my friends over here are doing this, we can go and support them, and hey, bring some other people out here. You take a look through the crowd. There's a lot of folks out here checking this match out on a Friday night. I can't blame them, because what we've seen so far in this game of the week has been really competitive and a lot of fun to watch.
It really has. I mean, the action, the scoreboard is sort of like one of those good pitching matches, because you've seen a lot of balls going right down the plate and not a lot of them going over the fence. And that's a good start for this Eagles team looking for their first win to build upon. I mean, yeah, this Huron team, they're about to trigger it now. They are a team that can put a lot of goals on you. So many battles can turn into a big victory.
It's funny you say that. As we see play getting started once again by the Eagles, they're going to have the opportunity, hopefully, to try to push it into their offensive zone. Couldn't quite come up with that one there. Would be number 22, Isabel Still. But Coach Barrett talks so much about finishing battles. And it's not just trying to score goals, but finishing one-on-one battles, finishing the pass, and that's a really, really important thing for a young and growing team. In any sport, but especially that's what she's focusing on with her squad.
And it's from the results end of it that they're listening and adhering to that message, loud and clear.
And here we are once again in a familiar position with the Rats breaking in through that Skyline Eagle defense.
Yeah, Tremonti trying a backhanded shot that time and really had to wind up a long shot. Couldn't really get a flick of the wrist and get that ball in the air. And a very good defensive job by 17. It's Clatterbuck, Zoe Clatterbuck on the defense there with a good redirect and getting that ball out of harm's way.
No, you definitely mentioned about trying to flip that stick over and try to get it through. Not easy to do in field hockey because, as we all know, you can only hit the ball with the flat end of the stick. You can't just hit it with the round on.
And your momentum's going one way, so her whole body is going one direction, and her hands have to flip and go to the backside to get that flat side of the stick on the ball. You're right.
Not an easy thing to pull off. Here we see solid opportunity here for the Eagles. Big blast into the middle of the field there. Nobody could pick that one up, though. That's scraped up by the River Rats. But played very adeptly by the midfielder for the Eagles.
So right there, that little play right there, the last minute and a half with the Eagles possession of the ball, that's a positive.
Yeah.
That's something that, Coach Barrett really can, again, show these clips to a young team to build upon this is what we need to do more of to have the success of these teams that, may have a little bit more experience on us and maybe getting a W on us. That's what we need to do, folks.
No, definitely right. And we just saw a great ball reception there by Ando. Couldn't quite make it past her defender, but again, working it back out. Now for Tremonti there to come in strong through the middle.
Boy, that was a great job of Tremonti with the push, taking the ball through traffic again, showing her hands, and then releasing a great shot.
Here you see the Rats working it around once again as you got two Rats shooting right towards the middle, trying to take advantage of the stick play on the right-hand side. And you can see that crowd coming in, but the Eagles doing a really nice job of marking their players. Once again, just couldn't quite execute, couldn't quite finish that one off, despite having that ball bouncing right on the goal mouth.
And that looked like maybe an instruction foul there. I'm not sure. The official pointed down at two of the Eagles. Yeah.
And the Riverettes put another biscuit in the basket after that shot in by Anna Scott. She had a pretty strong shot from that top line. Not sure if that was redirected somewhere else. It was a bouncing ball going in there.
And so again, we have some mystery shots and goals in here because that one, they're saying it didn't get through to the net.
Here we see the replay. There's that big shot. That
well, it had to be called stop.
Oh,
Play was stopped outside.
Yep.
Play was stopped outside, maybe an offside.
Yep, could be. Yeah, you saw the one referee down there, Bill Hickson, wave that one off. And as I was ready to check another mark off on my sheet here, not so much. Not so fast, my friend, as the great Lee Corso says. There you see some fancy stick work right there by Anna Scott coming up the field. That really opened something up for her. Ando coming down up on the left-hand side. She'll be looking for herself as she makes that move inside. Ando's been a wizard with that stick.
A nice little look away, right? And had the defender turn away, immediately tried to go to the net. Good job by the Eagle defense of getting in the way of the shot.
No, you really, really like Ando for those setups. She's doing her job very, very well this evening.
A nice lead pass there because she can use her speed to outrun the younger defender. Oh, that's some good team defense there, Nick.
There you go. You see Ando jabbing away, but kicked away by the goalkeeper.
Miles Still was right there as well in the net, helping out on the far side defense, and it looks like she got in there a couple times.
And also, for what it's worth, we are being told that that's actually number 0, Claire Witowski, in there.
In the net.
In the net. That is the freshman, Claire Witowski. So she's done just an admirable job.
And that save right there with her ankles?
Right off the ankles.
Get out of here.
Good footwork. Got to have that as a goalkeeper on a lot of different levels, apparently. Rats banging away once again. Allison Saab gave it up there to the Eagle defenders. The Eagles got a nice little punch there coming out on the right-hand side now. Moving up the near side of the field, near side of your screen. Charlotte Hopman with the takeaway on that one, looking for Tremonte coming up the field. Tremonte tried to go wide right, wide outside there. To no avail. Eagles ball. Bouncing ball bounced right over the stick of all the Eagles up. But again, another quick jab. Battling away there, the Eagles are, even in their own zone. And with 7:48 to play once again, 1-0 River Rats. Been an awful lot of River Rat offense, though, in this game, Kevin.
Yeah, they've had the possession as well, too, Nick. And that's the thing that, maybe the scoreboard isn't showing them up by a lot. But if you look at the time of possession, man, they're killing it.
No, I mean, even time of possession within, 5 yards of the goal is just huge.
That's 16 yards in. They're peppering it. And for a freshman to be facing against the defending state champs between the pipes, outstanding.
Definitely something she can put on her resume and something she can hang her head on. Just this entire first half has been one big victory for her as a player.
Yeah, once we get our third person in the booth counting the stats, because, that's what's needed. It wasn't just 1, 2, or 3 saves, man. She has really, I'm going to say double digits so far.
Yeah, unofficially, just a ton of shots.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a lot of tons.
You see another attempt by the Eagles to try to work it out of their zone, try to get it off their half side of the field, but again, to no avail. One thing that can happen a lot in field hockey, as you know, doing a lot of these games, Kevin, a lot of times you don't get a lot of flow because of penalties, because of stoppages of plays. That hasn't been the case tonight. There has been a really nice flow to this.
And both teams, not one side or another has been relaxed. They're both focused, good energy, body language. scoreboard is a testament of how both teams have been playing as well.
And yeah, again, the scoreboard, well, the clock keeps ticking by too, so it's excellent. It's been a fun game to watch, fun game to do here so far. Rats getting it going once again, try to work it forward with that opposite end of the stick right there.
That's a wicked little pass there, right? I didn't think that ball was going to get that much air or have that much steam on it.
Yeah, a little bit too much of a bounce there, but
it's like playing golf, I think, with one of those new composite balls. Have you ever hit with one of those?
Yeah.
I hit with one last week. It's still bouncing. Those things they're tight. I mean, just like this thing on a little lacrosse ball. I mean, field hockey ball here. It's small, and when they hit it on a piece of wood like that.
Sadly, no cart path to help them out here on the field hockey pitch.
Yeah, somebody told me cart paths were for carts. Get out of here.
No.
Come on, that's for an extra 25 yards.
That's right, they're for hacks. You see the Riverets spinning away, trying to work it outside. Don't want to cut up that middle side of that field.
Oh, that's a nice push there.
Yeah, great job there by Charlotte Huffman to get around. Ando trying to work her magic out of that corner, but she is being
good move.
Dogged there by number 11. Maya's still playing tight.
Still doing a great job of shadowing and marking that player.
No, definitely. She's doing a great job of trying to keep her as contained as I think you're going to be able to get her.
I really think that baseline, the end line, is where Endo is trying to go, though.
Oh,
she
for
keeps
sure.
Giving her the head and shoulder fake upfield and back spinning in a little pirouette almost.
And a nice little one-timer redirection into the middle there. Could not quite find her target. I believe she's looking for Tremonte cutting into the middle there.
Be huge for the last 4 minutes of this half if the Eagles can, only go in down one.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And again, they have done a pretty nice job thus far of taking advantage of minor mistakes by the Rats. I mean, if they could still get one more scoring opportunity here, with 3:39 left to go. That ball cuts right across the goal face once again. How many times have we said that in this first half? That one will end up as Eagles ball, though. And this might be that opportunity for Skyline to try to move forward and try to get one more opportunity in this half.
At some point, the Riverets are going to get frustrated by not finding that back of the net, and that might, turn the favor again for the Eagles.
That's a great point. Like they have been dominating, but without the execution, things get frustrating. Absolutely. Nice little cutback move right there by Jacqueline Mortel, I believe.
And in sports, the momentum bug is just so big and huge. And again, as we're ticking down the final minute or a couple minutes of this first half, Nick, the Eagles really have to do a good job here in this final seconds of not allowing a goal to get in.
Right, they've done so well. They want to keep that momentum going, absolutely. Again, a little fan there by the Riverets. Eagles pull her out right there. Interesting, Molly Watsa right there, not really looking for the pass. She was trying to go all solo on that one. Another nice jab pass intercept right there by the Eagles. That's one thing that I've seen some really good things from them so far, is they've been doing a nice job of getting in those passing lanes.
Good hand-eye coordination, really getting right down there, and good timing as well, too.
I believe this will once again be Eagle ball. They'll restart from their hash line there.
Nice little free hit.
Yeah, there's one interesting thing about the Eagles I think I've noticed so far is they're a little less interested in like these short, stiff passes, and they're just trying to hit something big,
Long
try
hits.
to hit the home run.
Oh, yeah. And it's advancing the ball up the field, but it may be an indication of their stick handling ability as well, too. They feel a little bit more confident with those passing.
Yes.
You can actually move the ball upfield in a lot of different sports by passing as opposed to handling it as well. I think with the Riverets, they're more strikers. So you see how they handle and possess the ball, and then they'll take a quick wrister or big swing and strike at the a shot on goal.
Well, you talk about the Rats handling. I mean, they are doing a great job of handling in tight spaces. We're talking about Ando Ando down in the corner, or any of their players being able to move the ball around just like within a couple of feet of each other in that goal mouth there. They've done a great job of keeping it close. 59 seconds left to go in this first half. Once again, 1-0 River Rats, defending state champ.
I like saying that. Can you say that again? Loud and proud. Oh, what a pass. Can you get there?
Just barely out of the reach of Allison Saab on that one. That's a tough sprint run to make at the end of the first half. You know, that's brutal to see because you know you're tuckered out.
And the ball, it seems like as the night falls on us, it's going to get a little bit more slick off the turf.
Yes, absolutely. Rats desperately trying to get one more scoring opportunity here with 18 seconds left to go in this first half. Once again, just barely out of the reach of Ando. She isn't doing anything, maybe tossing her stick at it.
She needs some go-go gadget arms.
Yeah. Again, at the end of the first half, it's rough. It's rough. It seems so close, but not quite.
I can get it.
Yeah. And with 3, 2, 1, that will do it for our first half of action here at Skyline with the Huron River Rats up 1-0 over the home Skyline Eagles. We're going to take a quick break, but stick around. We'll be right back with second half action on CTN's Game of the Week.
Hoarders, flat earthers, microphone to a troll army. Autism is real! Palestinian politics! Misrational! Beast forehead people! Demonic devices! Diverse viewpoints! Dynamic personalities! 30 minutes! Contact CTN to schedule your show on Access Ann Arbor! And I'm talking to you, buddy!
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows.
Whoa! Cool, where am I?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers. I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand 82gov.org/watchctn.
What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show, scroll through the mini playlists, or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit 82gov.org/watchctn for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends. Once I leave.
Goodbye.
Hello?
Welcome back, everybody, to second half action here in the Eagles' nest. We've got a barn burner right now, Kevin. Been an exciting matchup so far. Tell us what we've seen.
Well, if you're going to go by our eyes, we probably saw like 4 goals.
Yeah, don't believe that, though. Yeah, believe the graphic.
Actually, we saw Huron possess the ball the entire first half. There's only maybe 2 or 3 times where the Eagles were being able to cross over midfield and give their defense a break. For the Rats, yeah, a lot of shots on goal, but not a lot of success. And that can be frustrating. And the Eagles find themselves only 1 errant shot away from tying this match up.
And again, we have seen, like you said, I mean, the Rats have absolutely dominated that first half, but the Eagles have had their opportunities, and this game could very easily be 1-1 or even 2-1.
And the Eagles came out with so much great energy. They were throughout the entire half. Yeah, they maybe tire a little, somewhat, especially whoever's in the net. I think we thought it was Jaglin, but it was Witowski. And I'm not sure if it was Eva or Ava. It was one of the twins. But you know, that to be that young and in the net and to do such a great job, I'm glad she was able to take a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. She can hang her hat, not hang her head when she goes home tonight. She can walk with her head held tight.
No, she's going to have to soak herself.
Yeah, that's for sure.
She was doing a great job. I mean, we saw a save with, in one instance, a foot, a stick, a pad, elbow. I mean, she was great.
Yeah, she might be icing a lot down this evening. But again, that's a good feeling if you're a goaltender. You've done your job right.
Exactly.
If you're not tired, if you're not sore, if you're not icing something, you might not have done very well that night.
And it wasn't just her, but it was also those defenders in front. You mentioned several times how it was a team effort getting back there and really clogging up that net.
Oh, yeah, she definitely had a couple of defenders help save her bacon. But again, team effort, 100%.
Man, I'm hungry.
Sorry about that. And here we see Ando once again, stick wizard down on the far end, the high end of your screen there.
Tremonti and Endo have been in all of the action, it seems like. Wow.
You saw the referee take a tumble there.
And still get up and
still be able to make the call, though. There it is.
That's
a winner.
Notch. What the?
That's
Oh man, I hope we had a camera on the goalkeeper. I mean the
on the referee.
Man.
There it is. Yes, that's a throwback to the Naked Gun to Frank Drebin on that one. You can see if we can see her. She kind of takes a little bit of a tumble trying to get out of the way of that one. Oh,
down she goes.
But is she gonna be all right? Is she gonna be all right?
Head still on the play.
Still on it. Exactly. And she knows there it is.
Yes. Showing off guns and everything.
We're not done with this. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
there
man.
we go. There was more to happen after there. She's
that
she's
was
happy about that one. Yeah.
Well, the Rats start off, again with that possession, but putting the biscuit in the basket is something that they hadn't been able to do with all of that the possessions that they had and shots on goal.
And an early goal for the River Rats. Got to feel good about that. Again, some of those frustrations maybe being taken away when you put that one in. I think the important aspects of that goal were kind of taken away by some antics there, but for what it's worth, the Rats put that one in and now have a 2-0 lead. It almost feels like a commanding lead with the amount of time that they are spending in their offensive zone.
Exactly, because we've only really seen maybe 2 clean shots on goal from the Eagles. So for them to get back into this match and to actually, feel good about themselves to find the back of that net, it'd go a long way.
No, you're absolutely right. And here we see the Rats at it again, pushing forward. Nice body play there by the Rats, by the forward there for the River Rats. Good pass right in the middle. Nice slick move back by Allison Saab one more time. Just had that ball on a string, it seemed like.
Goal was saved by number 0.
Just made that nice little hockey move cutting out to the outside of the goal. Couldn't quite get the flick of the wrist there to get it towards the net, unfortunately.
And I'm a little sorry. I was a little anxious to say another kick save there. But, I mean, the goalkeeper's doing a good job for the Eagles.
Get started once again by Ando. We'll have a big shot here, probably by Anna Scott. There it is, right on net, too. but picked up by Allison Saab off the rebound right there. And Saab finishes it off, as she does oh so often for the River Rats. 25-36 to go here in the second half.
Right place, right time. Saab took that shot, put it right upstairs over the shoulder, it looks like, of Wisniewski. Let's see here. Right over there. Right glove. Right
the glove was
glove.
out there just a little bit behind. But again, I mean, that was such a huge, huge, heavy shot from Anna Scott. Way, way out. Bounced in, and once again, like you said, Witowski, yes. Saab right where she needed to be. Again, she's a senior. She is a captain. She's been doing this for a very long time. She knows where the ball is going to be. She can anticipate those sort of things. She's just a great player. Nice little play inside there by Mortel once again. Once again, just the excellent stick work player to player for the River Rats. There's a lot to be said for how good these young ladies are with that stick.
Mortel, one of the 4 captains for the River Rats, with Cho, Scott, and Tremonti.
The Eagles have a little bit of work here to do. This would be a good place for them to start that off.
And the Rats now, when they take it on the offensive end, the Eagles seem a little bit deflated.
And just a little bit of a legs getting caught up together. No harm, no foul, though. Be number 5, that'd be Molly Watsa on there. Up and ready to go. But once again, the River Rats will start it from their hash line, move it out in the middle of the field, where they're oh so comfortable to play with.
And Tremonti's tried that shot several times where she's driven hard to the her left, and she's a right-handed shooter, so she strikes back.
Eagles ball.
And I wonder if it's such a different look for the defense that it just kind of throws them off, and maybe that's why she's going for it, because once again, the stick handling is superb by the River Rats, so they're going to try to throw things, get them off their comfort level a little bit for the Eagles.
And as always, let me put it into a sport that I'm more accustomed to, basketball. So it's like when you're going to shooting with a left. As a righty.
Right.
Because Pete would be sitting here telling me, Kevin,
that's all
my
normal.
strong side.
And here we see the Eagles once again. Number 5, Molly Watts, right there, completely hounded by 2 River Rats.
And I mentioned Pete. I got to say what's up to my guy, Pete Poyer, the guy that's usually in this booth to start off the season.
He's the old mainstay. Thinking about you out there, Pete Poyer. Pistol Pete Poyer.
Get off my lawn. Had to say it, Pete.
And we got another stoppage here, and once again, it looks like it will be a River Rat penalty.
Yeah, and it's gonna looks like it's gonna be another penalty corner.
Penalty corner.
But I'm putting an all points bulletin out. If the Rats score, we need to roll the camera on that official.
I think she's had her moment in the sun. Time to focus on the young ladies.
We're not
out
gonna
there.
see breaking 2.
Yeah, hopefully not. No electric boogaloo for you.
Oh man. Kids are right now hitting the Google.
Googling, yeah, totally.
Googler, what's that breaking? I thought that was a dance. No, that was a movie.
If they're not familiar with the electric boogaloo, then that's their loss.
Shabba-doo, come on, man. He was a great dancer.
Ando moves it from the outside onto the inside. Nice job keeping that ball close to her stick. I believe we did have a whistle down there, though, and we will have penalty corner once again.
Corner, Huron.
Ando's strength, you can see her just a little bit of a jog getting down to that penalty line.
And I wonder how Nikki Barrett is, her philosophy on this. Let's take a penalty because the defense has been stellar, as opposed to, open yourself up to a goal being out of position. Let's take a penalty, reset.
And something interesting about that, I mean, you might be onto something, but then possibly Coach Hall thinking differently. Instead of sending that ball right out into the middle like they had been, they sent on the far side and tried to work it around in kind of a perimeter type move instead. So could be a little tit for tat here.
A little gamesmanship between the benches. I mean, you have to have a plan. And it sounds, I mean, when you look up at the scoreboard, especially, you know, yeah, it's right now, though, the Rats may have put a little distance between the Eagles, but the first, I'd say, half and a couple minutes into this second half, that might have been a real good strategy to hang your hat on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And again, it comes down to winning those battles, those one-on-one things, and like we said, you know, such a big aspect of it for the Eagles is winning those battles, finishing strong.
And shorten the clock. I mean, playing all kinds of things that a coach can do as opposed to getting out there on the field and striking.
Sure. And here we see the Rats working up the middle one more time. Just, once again, great job holding that ball close. Long pass over to the right, though.
Yeah, and again, I brought it up, Nick, is the time of possession. And it's truly been the one stat that the Rats have just owned in this match.
And again, when your stick handling is so strong, you know, it only makes sense that you're going to be able to hold on to that time of possession and get all those different opportunities.
Yeah, and the confidence that each player has, it seems like, when they're pushing the ball around, is they're taking the other defender away maybe from an offensive attacker, and then they pass over. You don't see a lot of wild outside shots from the Rats. Well-coached squad.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just the fundamentals are really strong, you know, with their stick handling. They're not trying to rely on big, long hits and then hoping that person downfield wins the ball. You know, they're taking the matters into their own hands.
And when you see that shot, you see them immediately rush the net for the rebound. We've seen a couple goals there from Saab by putting in, you know, rebounds and second shot opportunities.
And we see Tremonte once again doing just as we were just discussing, taking it up all by herself. Quick legs to beat her defender in that way, still while holding on the ball.
And you saw that pass went right beyond Andu, but there was another person right there in position.
That's the big thing. Yeah, the River Rats know what it takes to put balls in the net. They're doing a great job of getting right out in front. As we see one more, and I believe that she might have been screened, and that ball is in.
Good call there, Nick. I really think that Andu got in the way there of the goalkeeper and did not allow her to see the ball coming in.
And I believe that was Mortel that ended up getting that one in. Let's take a look at that. Mortel out there. Let's see if anybody else got a stick on it. I don't think so. If that got redirected, it might have been redirected by an Eagles player, if anything.
Exactly, trying to stop it, and maybe the goalkeeper may have had an eyeball on that, and unfortunately, a little bit too extra help.
Right. Always an unfortunate
too much help
thing.
be a problem?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, always an unfortunate feeling when your own player is the one that redirects that in, especially when, like you said, you've got a beat on it, when you can see it, and it seems like it's going to come right into your breadbasket.
I think I'm going to go with better offense on that one, just because as a young team, you don't want to ever tell a person not to get in the way and try to help out on the defense.
Completely right. Let's take a look at that angle. Maybe we can see exactly where that one goes. There's Mortel with a big shot. Yeah, it's still tough to see, but I really do. I don't think that any of the River Rats players got their sticks on that one. Regardless, that goes in near side, and it's now a 4-0 lead for the River Rats.
And now for the Eagles is where it really feels like it's tough, because not just the scoreboard, you're playing against a tough team, you're at home. It's really stacking up against you with the clock on the bad side of you. I mean, it's not looking good.
And something else to keep in mind, I mean, we're only in the first week of September here. You know, conditioning might not have been kicked in yet. You know, there's still a long way to play, and you might be starting to get those stitches in your side. Your legs might be tightening up a little bit. The breaths might be a little bit short. And that's all one more thing for both squads that they're going to have to deal with.
And you see that a lot of sports early in the season, thankfully, because of the weather has gone down, we haven't seen a lot of cramping issues. You know, we saw in the first week of football, a lot of players having to exit the field because of that.
Yeah, all the more important in days like that to stay as hydrated as possible and stay as, you know, make sure your muscles don't tighten up. You're absolutely right. But again, we do not have to worry about that tonight. We've got just a perfect Michigan fall Friday night.
Yeah, drive home and see a couple probably backyard pits going, some marshmallows, people getting their weekend on.
Yes, you are correct.
But I'm glad to see, and you can see once we pan out, We don't have these trees changing colors yet.
No, we're not there yet.
I don't want that yet. I'm still wanting to hang on to the nice green look of summer fall.
It'll happen before you know it.
Yeah, I know, and it'll be totally fall. And then we'll say how great it looks, but we're Michigan.
No, I'm with you. We'll find something to complain about.
Exactly. Good
Hey, nice kick save there by the Eagles goalkeeper on that one. Stick be darned. She just booted that bad boy away. Good for her right there.
And one of the things that you get when you're going to the schools, and we cover all the Ann Arbor schools, of course, is some really good PA announcer.
Yes, you were correct.
And you can hear the PA announcer over our shoulder, man. He's doing an awesome job, and that's got to be great for the kids out on the field to hear their name sounded like they're in a big arena, man. I know certain people are like, oh, that guy's over the top. I love it.
See, I'm less of a fan of it. He might be auditioning for my job before long, so I need to keep everybody else down and away is my problem.
Well, if he saw your guns, he'd stay in his booth.
And we got a stoppage of play here. Timeout. I believe that one was called by Skyline, by Coach Barrett. So I mean, at this point, Kevin, if you are Coach Lauren Hall, what are you telling your squad up 4-0 here on the road, feeling good?
Well, again, you were talking about that it's early in the season, so there's so many lessons that a coach that has already been to the top can share with the team. You can talk about, okay, let's break this down and let's play in some segments. Let's make a game inside of a game. And I'm sure we're going to see some other players come out on the field of action as well, too. But there's a lot of things that Coach Hall can share with her squad that can still keep them dialed into this contest.
No, definitely. I mean, you talk about her experience, her right mentality. She told me today about taking things one game at a time. We might be at the point now where it's one half at a time, right? We've put a few goals in this half, but stay at it. Stay strong. This is where the conditioning will be at it, so a little bit of mind over matter at this point as well. She might also be maybe thinking about resting some of her players too, because long season ahead of us.
And you mentioned just moments ago that it is early in the season, so the legs might not be up under them. Injuries is something that a team that is expected to go deep does not want to have self-inflicted wounds. So when you have a game in pocket, that's exactly, I'm sure, in the back of Coach Hall's mind of when I should get, some of my stars, some of my captains, maybe a break.
Yeah, right you are on that one, and that time might be coming very soon with 15:21 left to go here in the second half. And once again, hope everybody is enjoying this. Hope everybody's enjoying that shot. That's just beautiful. That's exactly what you want once again on a fall Friday here in Michigan. Take in those colors. And if you want to see these beautiful colors in stunning high definition, please don't forget to tune into our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook or Twitter, so you can see and keep up with everything that CTN is up to. You got twitter.com, CTN Ann Arbor, and of course youtube.com, CTN Ann Arbor. Everything in stunning, glowing high definition.
And please like our page, follow our page. If you like our page, every time we put a video out, you get a notification. So, I mean, and that's the little things that we do for you, Mr. Viewer.
Subscribe and like, absolutely.
Also, walking up, we had one of the moms ask us when the game was going to be on, and she wanted to know where she could, tweet us out. You can always tweet, at KB Sports Guy. And
Wisniewski.
Of course, as well as at CTN Sports or at CTN.
It's quite the world we live in.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes you don't even know the people that are tweeting and sharing, but it really grows our audience. I love it. Yeah,
you never know who might give you the follow, and that opens some things up for sure.
And it helps out for some of these kids, too, as well as being seen by recruiters. I mean, it's an awesome opportunity. If a kid doesn't have any tape, they can say, hey, CTN Sports, go check out my game.
And check out that goal by the River Rats. One more. I don't think that the Eagle keeper even really saw that one. That one kind of scooted through. Not a whole lot of mustard on that shot that came through. And I think it was Anna Scott that ended up putting that one through. Or it may have been Tremonte.
Tremonte is what the announcer.
Here we see Tremonte coming through right there. Gets into the middle once again. Puts a pretty solid shot on. Oh, she went for that kick away again and just couldn't quite come up with it.
A little mistiming there right through the 5-hole.
She nailed that kick last time, but this time around couldn't quite come through with it.
And that's probably a little bit, I know we're coming off a timeout, fatigue.
I think you're right.
Yeah, you know, and there's been so many shots on goal. I mean, we've already talked about how she's going to have to take a salt bath, Epsom salt bath, maybe a couple ice cubes in there to regenerate all the body and get some of these bruises off her.
Here we see the Rats right back into the action there. And I believe that's Julia Sonnen right there that's taking up position around the perimeter, trying to feed the ball into Tremonti and Saab, as we've seen so many players do. And there we go, one more for the River Rats, coming from the deep hash right there. And I think that was once again Mina Tremonti.
Yeah, and you can see Tremonti is maybe going to exit, and she is going to take a seat on the bench there. She's earned it. As she was our player of the game last year, and my goodness, she might be again this year.
Well on her way to that once again. There you can see that shot over to Saab. And that was actually Megan Saab on that one.
Yeah, that was the assist there going to Tremonti. So it was a Saab and Tremonti show, really.
Surely is. Now both Saabs have gotten on the board. And here we see the Eagles with that never give up, never say die mentality, pushing into their offensive zone.
That was a powerful strike by, not Tremonti, by Saab. I mean, you could hear it. Sound like a baseball hitting the back of a mat or something. So we talked about new players coming out, and you see Tremonti's already exited the field of play. You see Andu exited the field of play. So, man, those CTN sports guys, they know what the heck they're talking about, Nick. What's up with that?
No, you absolutely called it. And again, you don't want your stars, you don't want your strongest players out on the field. You're up 5-0. Let them rest. Let them take it easy. Let the weekend start early. Once again, you saw Coach Hall there. She knows what she's doing, and she knows how to make the most and get the most out of her squad. And again, with so many sports, so many high school sports, especially the smaller ones like a field hockey, you need to think about coaching towards that state finals, especially when you think you've got a legitimate chance to it.
That, as well as you want to keep the players that help you in practice to get out there and get some meaningful action in a game, because you never know when they're one injury away from stepping up into a starting lineup. And this is above average team too. We're not talking a squad that has lost a lot of players from a state championship team just a couple months ago.
And this is how you keep your program rolling along. You get the opportunities to throw those younger players in, get actual meaningful action with game time action, and then they just get good and they step in when the next group leaves.
And you have out there, we've already seen Megan Burke, a freshman, looking to see if Kate Hurley is out there as well, number 8, and she is at point, another freshman. So that's, to be that skilled to skip over JV and freshmen to be right up here on varsity at their age, I'm expecting big things out of those two players.
Definitely, most definitely. Then we got Julia Sonnen. We've seen her called her name a couple of times.
River Rats ball.
And then starting this playoff will be Stephanie McCurrich. Nice cut inside there by Sila Gurari coming back in. And again, you change the names, you change the numbers out there, but the attack is very much the same. The attack is very similar, and that's how you know that you're a well-coached squad.
Everybody buys into the game plan. Everybody knows what their job is when they're out there. And yes, that's a testament to good coaching. Really is that the players not only are told, but they're actually following those orders.
Out of bounds. River Rats ball.
Once again, we see that point starting off there by the River Rats, intercepted by the Eagles, intercepted by the Rats, coming back the other way.
And you can see, Nick, this younger group, they don't possess the ball like the older group of River Rats did.
No.
You saw that the ball handling by Tremonti, weaving her way to the mouth of the net before she was shooting. The younger players are on the outside.
Sure, and that's a real special player that can do what we saw so much stick handling between Ando and Tremonti and Saab doing all that. It's not to say that these young ladies won't get there. It's going to take some time.
Exactly. And it's a fast way of getting there is practicing against those players every single day.
Exactly. You watch your upperclassmen, you see what they do, you try to pick up on the tricks, and then you try to implement it, again, not in practice, but in game action, real situations.
Yes.
Ball.
And again, you see the long field passes, 40-yard passes for the Eagles, and it looks like they're really pushing the ball up, but they don't possess it. And immediately it's taken over, a turnover by the Rats.
It's for sure a wing and a prayer type move. And to be fair, it's not always fair to your forwards, because if I'm hitting this up to you, then I'm saying, like, this isn't where I want it to go. It's just like, hey, win this.
Yeah.
Hey, go get this. And that can be tough. That's not to say you're not going to try for it. That's not to say that you're giving up on it. But it's a rough feeling that know that you can't just put it right on the tape. Tape. That's an ice hockey term. Not a lot of tape, I don't believe, on their sticks. We get a close-up. Take a closer look. Maybe there is.
Looks like we might be having a goalie change here.
Very well could be. Let's see if
They do a great job of camouflaging the goalkeeper's
number, right? Or
like,
literally anything about them. That could be anybody in there right now.
Yeah, that's probably Mickey Barrett. Yeah, where's the coach at?
I believe we heard the announcement that was Annika Jaglin right there. She is listed as 5'1", and that definitely looks like a 5'1" player in there.
Your detective eyes. Good job, Nick.
Gonna try to test her out early on, the River Rats. Oh, nice play all around by the Rats. Brought in through the middle, excellent play, and then executed very nicely on the inside goalpost on that one. Number 30, if I'm not mistaken, that'd be Sila Gur-Ari. You see that thing brought up all the way from the outside. Once again, excellent stick handling by the Rats.
And you can see Gur-Ari, she's just posted up there lonely by herself.
And just really, really nice fundamentals there. You can see her get low. You can see those knees bend to absolutely ensure that that stick gets put on that ball and that she finishes.
And that's a sophomore, folks. So, again, you have a younger player coming in and getting on the scoreboard and doing a great job of putting herself in a position.
And now with 8 minutes on the dot going down, 7-0 here on River Rats, defending state champs. That one's for you.
Thank you.
And we'll see one more from a different angle. You can see that stoppage right there. There's Gur-Ari, as you said, going to that post. Just gets there, waits for it. Excellent job.
Yeah, and that's what we really want to show you there is where her position. I mean, and the goalkeeper just came in, wasn't aware of what was behind her.
And there she is, setting up shop, as you mentioned. You knew that play was about to develop. Barely said a word to let her teammate know. Yep.
Communication wasn't there, because you could see everybody's eyes were focused on the ball, and sometimes you got to see the ball and your man.
You got to, like you said, keep your head on a swivel, know what's all around you, and yeah, communication is so key when you're defensive, playing defensively. You see a little stick work there by the Eagles. Couldn't quite get it. That's possession, River Rats. We'll see them work right back into it.
There's a good job there by the Eagles of possessing the ball and using your body to keep that River Rat defender off of you.
And as the Eagles moving up, the River Rats giving her a little bit of a wide berth there to see what she was going to do with it.
And you can see the Rats have pretty much, taking the foot off the gas pedal as much as they were at the opening of the second half, Nick.
Yeah, their forechecking is definitely pulled off a little bit, like you said. And what they're going to try to do is kind of let the Eagles just do things themselves, see what happens, see what they can pick up on. It's not to say they're not going to take advantage of some opportunities, like we're seeing them move down in right now, and one more into the goal for the River Rats, making it 8-0.
Oh, that ball was bouncing all over the place there, and it was unable to locate it. Jaglin in the net. You can see it's bouncing all around, and she overran it.
It seemed like it, but I believe that number 8 there, I believe
she
that'll
hit
be
it?
Kate Hurley got a piece of it. I think Hurley got into that. She was heading towards it with Jaglin, and I feel like she got kind of low. I think her stick got in there, and that might have popped it up at the last second there.
And we were just talking about the young players of the Rats. You have a sophomore score, and then Hurley, a freshman, finding the net.
And once again, I mean, that's an awesome feeling for a freshman to pull that off.
Let's take one more look at this if we can.
You see that ball dribbling through.
You're right.
Yeah, I feel like Hurley got in there again. And I mean,
by her reaction, too.
Yeah, totally. Like, look what I did.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can see that ball popping up at the end. And again, she did exactly what she needed to do. She got in the thick of things.
Yeah.
She was right, shoulder to shoulder with the goaltender, and then got her stick down to pop that up. And, good on her. She executed very nicely. So once again, 8-0 with 4:46 to go left in this second half. This one's a no-doubter. But hopefully the Eagles can keep their heads up, keep winning those battles that Coach Barrett was talking about. Even if it's something small, even if it's just winning a one-on-one feeling, even if it's just jabbing a ball away from a defender or a forward, you got to build on the little things and take that momentum moving forward.
And back into the contest, but in a different position.
Yeah.
For some of the upperclassmen for the Rats.
Yeah, Endo back out there, but not along that goal line. She's out playing point right now.
And Tremonti is out there as well, too. And, again, both players, as opposed to being, they've moved back in the defense a little bit.
You'll see the Eagles started off right here. And Watts with a big shot that squirted through there. And now the Eagles do actually have a little bit of an opportunity.
See, right there at that play right there is the difference between the two teams. The River Rats feel confident in keeping control of the ball before releasing a pass. The Eagles, on the other hand, they're trying to release a pass and have it kind of like a dump and chase.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. And again, that just speaks to experience and skill level for the Rats. Nice jab away right there by the Eagles and working it forward a little bit. Excellent play to cut back inside, but then again, that long pass trying to get something deep upfield to her forwards.
Corner Skyline.
And the home faithful appreciative of that. They'll have a penalty corner here.
You know how
a
big
rare
it would
penalty
be
corner.
if they were able to get on the board.
Huge.
I mean, oh, man.
Huge.
Especially because the Rats haven't given up a goal to anyone in the city. They beat Pioneer 2-0 last week, 2-0, and coasting away right now.
And, another aspect of that, 3 games in, this will be Skyline's 4th game, they only have 1 goal, period, this season. So just, getting off that schneid right there.
Come on now.
There's a big opportunity right there. Big hit.
There
it is. There it is. Nice initial save there by the River Rats, but couldn't quite help with that rebound.
That was huge.
That is big.
And you got to feel so great for them to score their 2nd goal against defending state champs.
Yep, and here we can see things moving along that outside. We're going to see a big, heavy shot coming up here. Initially stopped by the goalkeeper. She got her pads on it, she got her mitts on it, but right where she needs to be, hits 5-hole. That is Jessica Courtwright putting one in through the goalkeeper's legs.
You're kidding. I was looking up, and I heard something. I thought they were going to take that goal back off, Nick, but it looks like it was just a change. Actually, they did.
Oh, they did.
Oh, man.
Not sure where that got waved off.
Man, oh, man.
That's a bummer.
Oh, man. That is just that's a punch in the gut.
Yeah, that's painful. And there's a nice close-up of the 0. That's that may or may not be mean-spirited by our cameras, but that's okay.
Ouch.
It is just fact-finding right there.
There's still more time.
There is still time left.
Let's change that 0 to a 1.
Yeah, with 1:45 left to go.
So that's something that not understanding the entire rules of this sport, man. Why? I mean, because I was looking at the replay, and there was no stoppage before the big shot on top.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be like anybody was offsides. It didn't seem to be anybody hitting it with a high stick. Maybe it was just something going on away from the play. And again, we were so dialed into what was going on where the ball was.
It was so huge play.
Yeah.
You know, we're congratulating the Eagles already.
And here is, again, a few of those stoppages, a few of those things that can hurt the flow of the game, flow of the play. And again, it's frustrating for a team when a goal is taken away in that aspect of things. And we do have 57 seconds left now to play in this matchup.
It's almost like a double loss. I mean, seriously, man, because you're thinking how it was going to be a moral victory. We get the moral victory. We got the announcer screaming, and it's that we're going to the booth.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We got to go to the booth.
It's definitely salt in the wound, I think, at that point, and that's a bummer. But, you know, those players can say, like, we did execute. We did do what we were supposed to do.
Another moment, a teachable moment.
Yep.
A lot of teachable moments in this contest for Nikki Barrett.
And as the seconds tick down here, we've got our other official down there, our superstar official down there, who had her moment in the sun, her 15 minutes of fame after that Huron goal earlier. And there we have it. And that will do it for this one, with the Huron River Rats 8-0 victors over the Skyline Eagles. But stick around. Kevin's going to get down there with our player of the game, do a quick interview with her. Stick around, and we will be right back.
Will be back home on October 3rd, and they will play.
And welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. Allison Saab is our player of the game. Allison, 3 goals. Tell me about any of those goals. Describe one for me.
One of them, my teammate Anna Scott, she hit the ball into the goal and it bounced off the goalie, and I just trapped it and hit it back into the net.
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's been the story of the season. You guys take care of Pioneer last week, take care of Skyline this week, and what's in store for you?
Next week we're playing Novi and Marion.
Well, congratulations on this win. First CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. Now back to you, Nick.
Thanks a lot, Kevin, and as usual, we need to thank everybody that makes this broadcast possible. We've got our camera guys, Tim Nagai and Robert Hornbacher, Dana Denha doing replay and audio, and of course, Rob Cross is our director. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us as we saw the 8-0 victory, River Rats over the Eagles. For Kevin Bryant, I'm Nick Wisniewski. We'll see you all next time.